Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. Quick video here. We got a dev note with a couple of preview clips here. So the director has a message here and some upcoming changes to the Void Erosion Purge. So they wanted to preview that and talk a little bit about what they're doing here. So I'll just quickly read this and then we can watch the clips a little bit. We are sharing an early preview of the Void Erosion Purge to give you a glimpse of the direction we are taking with this content update. Our goal is to incorporate community feedback to refine the experience further before the official release. There is no official release to these Void Erosion Purge changes, but I'm assuming it's in the coming few weeks. Void Erosion Purge was originally designed with a focus on firearm-based combat. However, over time, the community shared concerns that repeated play made the experience feel overly simplistic and that there was limited room to meaningfully utilize skills, resulting in a sense of fatigue. To address this, we have redefined Void Erosion Purge as a farming-oriented content for core item acquisition and redesigned the combat flow to better harmonize firearms and skills. Starting from stage 21, skill damage based on attributes has been significantly enhanced. This change makes it more important to strategically deploy Descendants with advantageous elements increasing the tactical depth of each encounter. Our goal with these changes is to reduce reliance on a narrow set of weapons or characters and instead encourage a broader range of meaningful combinations and strategies. We hope this leads to a more enjoyable and dynamic farming experience where a variety of Descendants can shine depending on the situation. Thank you as always for your thoughtful feedback. We remain committed to evolving the first Descendant to deliver a deeper and more engaging gameplay experience. Thank you. So over here they have Void Erosion for stage 29 with Ines, and you can see they're using skills here. Also running an Albion Cavalry. Of course, this is solo. Now 29, the enemies are Order of Truth, so they are weak to electric. That's why Ines is here. Now previously Ines was not preferred for the late stages. Up until 26 you could still use Ines, maybe 27, but beyond that you never really saw anyone running Ines in 29 because again guns were needed and it was mostly a gun-based activity. So all these things were not being used. So this is good change to see more skills being used because people have all these Descendants. We've been playing all these different Descendants, getting used to the skills, and all of a sudden you nullify the skills and you want us to just run the guns. And also you get the cores from doing this activity to improve the guns. So it was a bit of a strange situation where their focus became so heavy on the guns. Now this is good. And then we have the stage 30 with Viesa. Now Viesa is a chill Descendant, enemies are weak to chill, so this makes sense. But up until now, people were not using Viesa because once again, this was a gun-based activity. So people were using Haley, gun-based Haley, and Glay, of course, and now Serena. So these days, if you go into Void Erosion Purge 30, you'll probably see 3 Serenas and a Glay, perhaps, something like that. Occasionally, you might see somebody else. But now that you can see the skills are being used a little bit to work better, it makes sense. And also this doesn't look like a piece of cake that you can just clear in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. This looks like it'll take time, 7-8 minutes. How long is this clip? 9-minute clip. So yeah, this is not a easy quick clear. You have to work, use your skills and the guns together and be more strategic. So perhaps this is what Void Erosion Purge should have been. Obviously if they are getting there, it's a good change to see. You can see they're taking damage, half health. So if it changes into this, it will probably be a little more meaningful. Now, the other issue that I wanted to talk personally is recently with the buffs and nerfs, there's been a lot of debate in the community, people fighting each other, arguing over the nerfs and buffs. And it boils down to 2 things in my opinion. First up is the solo versus co-op situation. Slowly with time, they have made everything into a solo setup. And the other situation is every activity in the game is farming related. So the problem, at least for me, the reason why I was against nerfs is everything that you do in the game, you have to repeat it hundreds of times. And there is an important drop connected to that activity. So whether it's 400% dungeons, whether it's Void Erosion Purge, for example, you want the course, you want to do this as quickly as possible to get the course. This is where the main issue was arising, in my opinion, because there are some people who want to enjoy the team-based aspects of coordinating with each other, having a bit of a challenge, working together, having the right guns and the right Descendants, being more strategic. And on the other hand, you had people like me who just wanted the course. So this is an interesting change. So what they should probably consider in the future, if they want the co-op elements to be more fun and engaging, is to have some activities where either you have multiple activities that give you the same item, let's say, or you have, or you don't put like an important drop item connected with the activity. So for example, here Void Erosion Purge 30 core 10s. This is like the main way of getting core 10. So I don't want to spend 8 minutes trying to finish this when I can do it in like 2 minutes with like 3 Serenas in the lobby. So that is something they need to understand. Like they cannot make a challenge and then also attach important drop items like the Defiler or the Void Abyss bosses. They were giving you the Void Metal fragments, and you needed 2,000 of those to get one core for one gun. Now you were getting around 50 to 70 per run. So the idea was we wanted to do that over and over quickly and just get the items. The outfits were not really that big a deal. Like for example, with this new Tormentor, I've not run him that much. I've done like enough to get like 5, 6 cosmetics because I don't need any more cores. I don't need any more void metal fragments. So all my guns have been cored. I've attached the core. So I'm not really that keen on that. I may do it a little bit, but the thing is, I was only doing it for the important drop that was associated with it. Now, some people want a bit more of a challenge in the Colossus fights. That is good. That's understandable. But if there is something important attached to it, there'll always be people who want to finish it as quickly as possible so they can get the drop. So this is the thing that I want them to sort of understand and implement in a way. Like a simple way, in my opinion, would be if you have a leaderboard attached to something, then don't put important drops with them. Okay, so let people get the challenge, the fun out of the leaderboard content and get their times up and get a satisfying combat. And for things that have to be run quickly just to collect resources, don't put leaderboards there and make it either solo or very easy, and make sure that people understand that if you're running 400% dungeons with Innes, you are not trying to just get all the kills, you're just trying to get the external components or the void metal fragments or the extra guns or something like that. So that is like the key thing they need to understand. Like if everything is about farming, then people will try to speedrun it and make it as quick as possible to get the items. If you want a challenge, then keep the leaderboard stuff separate. And overall, in my opinion, this, what they are saying here, seems like a step in the right direction. I'm just waiting for this to finish to see what the time is, because you can see here, this has taken about 6-7 minutes already. And so this is not a 2-minute clear or a 3-minute clear that we are getting with Serenas now. This seems a little more balanced, where you have skills and you also have gun. So you need both of those things to be optimized and used properly to get the most out of this. So this seems to be more towards the engaging, challenging type of combat here, rather than just collecting cores and farming something. So yeah, so that is basically my opinion here. I think this is a step in the right direction. It's taken them a few, let's say, iterations to work this out, but it looks like it's a good move, and you can see it's taking quite a while to clear Greg here. This will probably be a 10-minute clear. 9 minutes perhaps. Okay, there it is. Show me the time. 8 minute 59. So this is a 9-minute clear. Also, this Void Erosion Purge does give you quite a bit of gold as well. It's a good activity to collect gold as well. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this. I think this is a good change overall. I've not been running Void Erosion Purge a lot recently, simply because I have, most of my guns have the right cores and stuff. Occasionally, I may have a 141% rounds per magazine instead of the gold 150, but that is minor. I'm not really bothering with that. So yeah, there needs to be some way of making the content a little more enjoyable for the people who enjoy the content, and then for people who are just interested in farming, there should be something different. So in my opinion, solo, go for farming, co-op, go for the engaging stuff, or the other way around. Like if you are in a group, you do that for just farming the stuff quickly. If you want a challenge, leaderboard times, go solo, something like that. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think of this. I think this is a good change overall.